What is going on, everybody? We are live. The live streams are back in action. I hope you guys didn't miss this too much. It's been a while. It's been a minute, but we're here. And we're doing it again because, you know what? I miss doing it. And more importantly, I miss you guys. Like, when was the last time we actually sat down, had a discussion, and talked about life? It's been a while. But today, we're going to do this with a bang. I got a bunch of laptops here. I got 3 laptops here. 2 that are in the title of this video. And the third one, which I'm not going to tell you about because I'm going to bring it on at the end because I just literally got it in the studio about like 2 hours ago. So we're going to start off with the Razer Blade 15 because this is very familiar. You guys have seen this before, but there have been some important changes that have been made to make this laptop a little bit better. So let's get started with the unboxing. All right, first things first, let's open it up. So as in typical unboxing fashion with Razer laptops, as soon as you open it up, you always get the power brick. My understanding, this is gonna be a 230 watt power brick. Let's see if I'm correct. Oh, the fresh smell of a power brick. Yeah, 230 watts. That typical square Razer shape that you're used to getting, okay? Has that nice braided cable, so it's nice and thick. Keeps the coil nice and protected, makes it easier to roll up. Overall, a beautiful power brick. The next thing, we've got the laptop itself. Now, if I remember correctly, oh, never mind, it does have the green. Okay, I thought they got rid of the green or something, but it's on the bottom. So here's the laptop itself. No, Sean, you are awesome. Here's the laptop itself. Inside of the box, in typical Razer fashion, you open up the top. You have a nice, soft little padding right here that feels nice to the touch. And then, of course, the brand new, never been touched, Razer Blade 15 Advanced with an RTX 2070 and a 240 hertz display. Now, in terms of build quality, it's the exact same one as the 2018 model. The difference, though, is that it's slightly thicker. So a little bit more thicker to house the newer components, and it also slightly helps with cooling. By how much, I don't know, but it should help ever so slightly. Now, not much has changed with I/O. It's the exact same as the previous model, so you're still getting your ports. You have your mini display port, full-size HDMI, of course, your USB 3.0 port, and of course, USB Type-C. This is Thunderbolt 3. And then on the other side, you have your power connector. This is proprietary, so don't lose that plug. Don't break that plug, because if you do, you're gonna be paying a lot of money to replace it. 2 more USB ports, and then of course, you have your audio jack. Now, enough with the semantics. You guys are here for one thing and one thing only, and that is the 240 hertz display, because that's what everybody's talking right now. That's the new trend in laptops, 240 hertz, okay? I'm not talking about hurting you, I'm just talking about, oh my God, that was the worst dad joke I've ever told in my life. Let's pretend that just never happened. Okay. Here we go. Turning it on for the very first time. That new chemical smell straight from the factories in China. I can only imagine about 55 people who touched this laptop. Wow. Beautiful. Look at this display. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at that display. This is not the OLED model. This is the 240 hertz panel. It looks pretty darn crispy to me. Now, the big discussion. Is 240 hertz worth your hard-earned money? And you're not going to like when I say this, but I don't think it is. The problem, though, is that a lot of manufacturers are going to be pushing it this year, trying to convince you that you actually need 240 hertz. But the problem is a lot of these newer titles have difficulties running at 240 frames per second. Then there becomes the question on whether your eyes can discern the difference after 60 frames per second. So even if you have an older title, let's say like CSGO or I don't know, Minesweeper, for example, not that Minesweeper runs in 240 hertz or 240 frames per second, is your eye going to be able to tell the difference? The big advantage that I'm seeing going on a higher refresh rate in terms of your monitor is the fluidity of the screen. Scrolling from left to right looks a lot smoother, but it doesn't mean my eyes can necessarily pick up the objects better, or do they actually look clearer when I'm gaming? It's hard to tell because so much is going on and our eyes are just not capable. Now, can you play any newer titles at 240 hertz on a laptop? Really tough to do right now. There's not too many titles, unless you considerably drop the settings to low, that will be able to take advantage of a panel like this. I am Blur. Brandon, thank you so much. I will be getting you the Samsung notebook. I promise I will do whatever it takes to review it for you. So stay tuned for that, because I will be reviewing that laptop. Now, for whatever reason, if you could, I don't know, some sort of hack this thing to have like the most powerful GPU, maybe SLI capable to take advantage of 240 frames per second, then you'd actually see the difference. But again, we're using a laptop here, so that's kind of hard to do. All right, so 240 hertz, that's what the display looks like. I am not going to play any games on it right now because I'd have to download them and install them. But a couple other things about this laptop. This model right here, this is the i7 9750H. So this is the brand new 9th gen CPUs. I don't know if you guys can see that actually. Let me put down the, hold on here. Let's do this. All right, so this is the 9th gen i7 9750H, 16 gigabytes of RAM. And of course, this is using Windows 10 Home Edition. This model specifically comes with a 512 gigabyte NVMe M2 SSD. So very fast read and write speeds. This model can only take one drive. So if you want a separate hard drive for your games, you're gonna have to connect an external drive to this to do that. Now, based on my previous Razer Blade review, I love what they're doing with the cooling system. They do a great job of managing thermals and power throttling. It does power throttle, but it's a good balance between power throttling and thermal throttling to keep the system cool. It may not run as fast or powerful as like other laptops like the Asus Triton 500, but sometimes it's okay to sacrifice a little bit performance for a laptop that's gonna survive for you in the long run. What other questions do you guys have? All right, what else do you need to know? Same trackpad, same speakers, same amazing, well, I say amazing keyboard when it comes to per RGB, but quite frankly, I do not like the typing experience on the Razer Blade. It's not one of my favorite. This one's better than the Razer Blade Stealth, but I still think Razer needs to work on the typing experience. I find the keys to have too much space between them, making it difficult to type extremely fast compared to other competing laptops. What else do you guys need to know? I mean, everything else is essentially the same. I mean, when it comes down to it, what I'm gonna be showing you in my next video when I review this laptop is how much faster it is than the previous generation. Does 240 hertz make sense? Is it just me being ridiculous? And when I actually start using it, I'm gonna see a huge difference. And if anything's changed in terms of cooling. But overall, it should be pretty straightforward. Let's do the next laptop, and then we can kind of take questions on all of these afterwards. The next laptop is a little bit more budget friendly. This here is the Gigabyte Aero Classic. This guy right here is a little bit more affordable. I don't know the price on this. For example, that Razer Blade I just showed you guys, that's a $3,000 laptop for that specific model. It also comes with an OLED version. So if you're a content creator like myself, you're probably gonna lean towards the OLED version, which will run you some extra money. Now the Gigabyte, this one here is great for a lot of people because it still offers you good performance, but with a more friendlier price tag. So let's open it up. Fresh in the box, never been opened before. Well, I guess they opened it for security purposes, but I haven't opened up this laptop yet. What's going on here? Should I go savage mode on this? Where's my knife? There we go. All right. So here it is. The Aero Classic, looking all beautiful. So it comes wrapped in this little cloth to keep it smelling fresh. Let's take it out. So just like the Razer Blade 15, you are getting an all-metal build. Inside the box, you got a free gift. Let's see what we got for power supply. So if this is the 1660 Ti GPU, so you're not gonna get a 230 watt power supply like you would with the Razer Blade 15. What you essentially are getting instead is a, how big is this guy? Actually, this is 230 watts. I'm shocked. I honestly thought they'd be able to reduce the power consumption of the power supply because the 1660 Ti should theoretically be using less power draw than an RTX 2070 Max-Q, but I guess not. So very similar power supply. This is like your standard power supply that you see with a lot of laptops. I know Acer uses this, MSI uses this. It's a very standard, basic brick power supply that comes with a lot of other vendors. Now, most importantly, the display. This is the Gigabyte Aero Classic. It is 15 inches. It is using Gigabit's new AI cloud service, which essentially enhances the games you play by providing faster rates by processing some of that data in the cloud. I've seen demos of this. I haven't tested it personally. It does add a few FPS to the games you're playing, but it's nothing like revolutionary or mind-breaking. This could potentially be something useful down the road. Like imagine you're a content creator. Imagine you're someone who compiles a lot of code. Maybe you're doing some 3D work. And you combine the power of your GPU, CPU with AI in the cloud to help render a file faster, to help compile code faster. Kind of similar to what NVIDIA and what Google's doing by allowing you to play games using a cloud service, which is totally irrelevant to the power of the laptop that you have. So this is also a 9th gen CPU. This is the i7-8750H. This laptop is a little bit lighter than the Razer Blade 15. I'll be honest, in first impressions, I do find the build quality on the Razer Blade 15 to be slightly better. For example, this screen right here is a little, it's pretty stiff, but there is some wobble. Like, look at that. There's a little bit of wobble, but it's not a big deal. I mean, like, you're not hitting it over and over again while you're playing games. Like if you're on your desk and it's pretty stationary, it's fine. It's just there's a little bit of movement when you're placing it back and forth. Screen or keyboard flex is not too bad. It's pretty good. These keys are not too bad either. They're a little bit squishy. They're not as tactile as other gaming laptops like the MSI GS75, for example, or even an Alienware product. But these keys are better than the keys on the Razer Blade 15. I'd rather game on this than game on the keyboard of the Razer Blade 15 just because there's a little bit more travel distance and it's a little bit easier to game on. Now you do get a full-size keyboard with this guy, something you don't get with the Razer Blade 15. I mean, most people probably don't care if they're using their laptop specifically for gaming, but just something to note if you decide to buy this laptop over the other one. Now this is not really a direct comparison to the Blade 15, but since I have both of these products on the table, I might as well make some comparisons. Now, you do have a nose cam on the bottom of the laptop. So if you depend on your laptop to live stream or do any conference calls, just take note that it's gonna be staring directly into your nostrils. I do like the bezels on this. They're fairly thin on the sides of the laptop. You do have a thicker bezel on the bottom, but overall, pretty thin. Pantone X-Ray calibrated. This is a new thing. Well, it's not necessarily new, but a lot of laptop manufacturers are making a very specific point to let you guys know that they're calibrating their laptop with different third-party services. So you have Pantone, Dell's coming out with their own eye display technology. Various manufacturers are using different services to give you the best color calibration possible. So this one's by X-Ray, a very popular tool to calibrate displays, and they're using the Pantone method. Same as Acer with their new Creator series that's coming out later in the future. Yes, for those of you that notice, I am wearing an HP Omen hoodie. Today I am the laptop man, and as you can see, I got a lot of laptops surrounding me. Now, what do we got in terms of I/O? Well, actually, you know what? Let's go about the build first. So on the top, you have a very clean design. You have this little carbon fiber feel on the back of the laptop. It feels different. Doesn't have that metallic finish like it does over here. So kind of nice to have that two-tone. On the left-hand side, you have your RJ45 port, USB 3.0, HDMI, USB Type-C, Thunderbolt 3, and your audio jack. Sorry, this is not USB. This is not Thunderbolt 3. This is just a regular USB Type-C. On the other side, you have an SD card slot, kind of nice for creators. USB Type-C, this port is Thunderbolt 3, 2 more USB 3.0 ports, and your power connector and Kensington lock. Besides that, you have no other ports on the back of the laptop. It is simply clean, and it is a very simple black laptop. I like this. I'm glad laptop manufacturers are pushing away from these very in-your-face, multicolored, ridiculous looking laptops. I'm glad we're going through a somewhat gamer vibe, but yet we're still keeping things nice and clean. So it's appropriate for the office, it's appropriate for school, and yet you still feel like you are gaming on a gaming product. All right, the bottom of the laptop, we have some vents for heat to go through. 2 speakers on the bottom over here, and there's no ventilation on the sides and no ventilations on the back. So airflow is mostly coming out of the bottom of the laptop. So whatever position or place you're using this on, just make sure you leave enough air for the air to flow on the bottom of the laptop. Spotify or YT Music? Spotify. That's not even a question. Buddy, if I had the Acer Predator Helios 300, I'd be reviewing it right now. Okay, asking me over and over again is not going to change the fact that I still don't have it. No one has it right now. It's coming out soon. So have some patience. As soon as I get it, trust me, I'll be doing an unboxing, a live stream. I'll come to your house. I'll come to your house and unbox it right in front of you. How about that? Okay? And of course, I'll be doing the full review. Okay, let's load this guy up and take a look at it. So Brandon says, what does he say? He says, I wonder how a 2019 Samsung notebook display is calibrated. That's a great question, Brandon, and I promise I will talk to you about it if I can get my hands on, which I'm going to do my best to do so, because you will not let it down until I do. Okay, so we do have an RGB keyboard. This is either specific zones or per RGB. I'm not sure yet. Actually, fun fact, this is the first time I have ever reviewed a Gigabyte product on this channel. First time. Okay, this is the first time you're going to see a Gigabyte product on the channel, so that's kind of new. Okay, Jermaine, you don't have to ask me. You just let me know. I'll do it for you anyways. You can ask me once and I'll say yes. Is this the full 1660 Ti or Max Q? That is a very good question. I don't know if it's going to tell me on the box, but if it doesn't, I will have to. It's 1660 Ti 6G. So I'm not sure if this is a full Max Q or if this is the full, sorry, I don't know if this is a Max Q or full version. It actually might be a full version. I'd imagine if this was a Max Q, because it's a 1660 Ti, they might have made the power brick a little bit smaller, because right now 230 watts I'm thinking for a 1660 Ti seems a little big. So I'm guessing it's a full-size 1660 Ti. Now, for those of you familiar, the 1660 Ti is an upgrade from last year's 1050 Ti. So expect faster performance than the previous generation. How much faster? I couldn't tell you because I haven't benchmarked it yet, but I will be doing that this week. More importantly, which laptop do you want to see reviewed first? Do you want to see the Blade 15 reviewed first, or do you want to see the Gigabyte Aero 15 Classic reviewed first? What's up, Zeki? Welcome to the chat. Is it heavy? It's about, based on the Matt Mona's one hand test, it's about 5 pounds, 4.5, 5 pounds. So it's not too heavy. It's a good size. It's very solid. Okay, so it's still loading up. Let's see here. Blade, one person says, Blade, do you even need a good GPU? For laptops, I think as long as cooling is good enough. I wonder how mad Matt will get for asking another 29 times. You're going to be, I know you. It doesn't matter. I can get it. The more mad I get, the more you're going to ask, Brendan. I know how you work, okay? I know you too well based on your previous commenting. But I promise, as soon as I get it into the studio, I'm going to do my best to get it in here, and I will review it for you. You have my word. I will do whatever it takes, assuming only if it's available in Canada, though. If it's not available in Canada, it might be a little bit tougher. Okay, the computer restarted unexpectedly, encountered an unexpected error. Windows installation cannot proceed to install Windows. All right, that's not a good sign. It looks like this Gigabyte laptop is having issues. Let's try one more time rebooting it and see what happens. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it looks like we have a little bit of an issue here with this laptop. So I've never used this laptop before. This is the first time I'm booting it up. I've already restarted it twice, and both times it's kind of crashed. Let's see if third time is a charm. I don't know. It's not looking good. Matt, dude, i7 9th gen for Razer Blade. That's correct. It's an i7 9th gen for this laptop and the Razer Blade 15. Okay, it looks like we have issues with the Gigabyte laptop. This is not a good look for the first Gigabyte product ever being reviewed on the channel. So I'm going to have to figure this out find out what's going on, and fix this laptop before I review it. So no more Gigabyte laptop. All right. Last laptop, the surprise laptop, because I just got it not too long ago. I don't know how much it costs, but it's here, and I want you guys to see it. Can anybody guess what laptop this is? Oh, actually, you're going to guess in 2 seconds because you're going to see the model number. But this is a 17-inch laptop. It's big, and it's powerful. It's using an i7-9750H. You know what? Let's just open it up, and you guys can see as I open it up. Here we go. Okay, never been opened before. Laptop on the channel. Let's see what it looks like. Where is my knife? Somewhere here. This is what happens when you're disorganized. This looks like a knife. All right. So let's get inside here. 17-inch laptop. First things first, let's check out the power brick. Let's switch it over to the second camera. All right. This one here, okay, so we got a big power supply. Oh, actually, not too shabby. This is a, where's the wattage on this bad boy? I think it's a 230 watt power supply. 230 watt power supply. So you know this bad boy is gonna be packing a nice powerful GPU. A little bit cleaner, the power supply, than the one on the Gigabyte, but not as squared off as the one on the Razer Blade 15. It has a micro USB cable for whatever reason. We're going to find out shortly what that's for. And of course, here's the other part of the power supply. Oh, okay, what's this? What is this bad boy in here? Let's take a look. This is very messy. Let's put this all to the side. So we have some sort of device here. Let's find out what it is. Come on. Okay. I don't know what this is. Any chances you guys know what this is? Anybody want to take a big guess? All right, this is... Oh, cool. Okay, so this is your webcam. Okay, so instead of putting the webcam on a terrible place on the laptop, what they've done instead is include an external webcam in the box so you can place on the top of the laptop. I remember them doing this on the previous model, so they're continuing the tradition on this model. Pretty impressive. Not a bad idea considering you don't want your webcam to be in a bad place, but the question is, how good is the actual webcam? It even comes with a little battery. It's kind of neat. The little things, people, that make the laptop experience a little bit better. Okay, let's put that out of the way. All right, laptop. 17 inches, the Asus GX701G. Brendan, damn, I will dance for you as much as you want at the end of this video. This is going to be epic. We have so many laptops here. I'm the worst unboxer. I can't even get plastic off. There we go. It's a non-potato. So Mike Kabula says it's a non-potato webcam. I don't know. Based on my experience, every single laptop webcam I've tested, except for the Microsoft Surface Pro and the Surface laptop, or sorry, Surface Book, all have potato webcams. All right, here we go. Bam! Oh, look at that. Look at that presentation. You open it up, it pops up. What more do you want in life? This is life right here. Such a premium feeling laptop. You got your paperwork in here, which I'm not even gonna bother touching because we don't care about paperwork on this channel. And inside we have the laptop. Oh man, oh man, oh man. What a beautiful little creature. So, I mean, you got, Asus tends to find a way to give their laptops more of a gaming look. But out of all the like crazy designs on laptops, I love what Asus is doing. You know, it's still clean. You still have like the ROG logo, which is, you know, a little bit more aggressive than other companies, but it still looks really awesome. Like, look at this hardware. Like, look at this. You got nice gold trim on the back, or copper rather. Your heat pipes are sticking out. And because this is Asus, you're also going to get that ergo hinge. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Asus laptops, is when you open up the display, the bottom of the laptop lifts up. And this provides better cooling. It allows allows heat to dissipate from the bottom a little bit better, providing you with better airflow. Now, I don't like this keyboard. I absolutely despise it. And in all fairness, I am left-handed, so I am biased, and that's specifically the reason why I don't like it. I know why they do it, because by placing the keyboard below her, you have this whole upper portion right here, which essentially acts as a mega grill to allow heat to dissipate. And this obviously helps cooling, allowing this laptop to be better cooled when you're gaming or on high performance. Now with that, you have some design decisions to make. You could either say, hey, you know what? We're going to get rid of the touchpad, or we're going to stick a mediocre touchpad on the right-hand side. We're going to add some gimmicky features like being able to turn it into a calculator or other features that you might find useful. But if you're left-handed, if you're someone like me, you're probably not going to use it. Again, in all fairness though, if you're buying this to game on, I imagine 99.9% of the time you're hooking up an external mouse to this. And because, quite frankly, nobody's going to be gaming on a touchpad in general. If you do bring this to school, you might find it kind of annoying. I also don't like if you're typing on this all the time, you don't have a proper place to rest your hands. Maybe perhaps go out and buy a little bar that runs the span of the laptop. But overall, some design changes to provide better cooling. And some of you out there are going to find it as a positive, and some of you out there might find it as a negative. Now, you do have speakers on the side, so it is front-facing. It is going to hit you. It's going to give you that enjoyable experience. You are using the i7 9th Gen CPU, so you got a lot of power there. And of course, it's using the new RTX graphics. Now, in terms of ports, what are you getting? Well, on the left-hand side, you're getting your audio jack. What's that over there? I can't even see. Oh, USB Type-C, USB 3.0, HDMI, and of course your power connector. On the right-hand side, two USB 3.0, another USB Type-C port. Of course, you have a ventilation grill, and then on the back, you have your Kensington lock. So Munir Meg asks, well, when will the new XPS 15 come out? I would love to tell you, but I can't right now. You're gonna have to wait a little while for me to tell you that. But that's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, let's turn this bad boy on. Let's see what this looks like. You do have a 144 Hz display. It does have NVIDIA G-Sync, which I think is the sweet spot for high refresh rates. I still think we don't need 240 Hz displays. I don't think the GPUs inside of here are capable of running most games at 240 frames per second. So you're not gonna see the real benefit to that. And as I discussed with you guys earlier in this video, it comes down to the question on whether or not our eyes could potentially take advantage of 240 Hz. I mean, the fluidity of a higher refresh rate is a sight to behold. It looks great. But the thing is, at the end of the day, our eyes are not capable of picking up that cleaner image when you're moving about in the game. So it begs the question, what is the sweet spot for high refresh rates? I think as long as you're 100 to 144 Hertz, you're fine for gaming. I think if you are buying 240 Hertz, you want it for other reasons, not specific to gaming. Maybe you like the fluidity of a web page being scrolled down to while you're using your computer. That's when 244 or 240 Hertz looks beautiful. It's really hard to take advantage of in games just because these laptops are not powerful enough to hit 240 frames per second unless you're playing older titles. Oh my God, Brendan, you gotta stop, buddy. But I appreciate it. You are the man. No worries about the harassment. I love jesting with you. It's always a good time. I will give my best to my family. All the best to you. You have yourself a great weekend, and I'll talk to you in obviously the comment section in the next video. Danny Wingett. If you guys don't know Danny Wingett, he's known as the 1 million view video man. This guy gets 1 million views on like 99.9% of his videos. That's what he does. He just comes on, he logs on, he uploads a video. 20 minutes later, boom, 1 million views. That's just the way he rolls. Acer Nitro 5 15 2019. I promise to review that laptop as soon as I get it into the studios. What the heck? My wife is in the chat. We got to shut this down quick. Things are going to get very, very awkward. This is not good. All right, turning on the laptop, if there's any power left in this thing. So as you guys can see here, just like another example on the bottom here, I'm just going to flip this around. Let's see here. This is the ergo hinge. Like, you see how this is? Let me see if I can show you guys. You see that right here? This is the laptop being lifted up off the surface to allow heat to dissipate from the bottom and obviously provide better air ventilation. Okay, this laptop is completely dead. So let's plug it in and load her up. Any questions? Shoot me your questions in the meantime while I load this bad boy up. Nate Best says, you're in trouble now, Maddie. Are you damn right? She's watching everything. She is watching everything. She's like a hawk. What other questions do we have? This is going to get good. Better be on your best behavior, Matt. Look, my wife has nothing to worry about. My demographic is 93% male. Every day is a sausage party on my YouTube channel. i7 9th gen details, please, man. Like I said, every laptop I've reviewed or brought out to unbox today is an i7 9th gen laptop. They're all 9750H laptops. Now, I don't have any stats for you in performance. I mean, I can only quote you what Intel is saying, but I haven't done my own personal tests yet. And I think my own benchmarking, my own experience, my own gaming will provide you a lot more value than just spewing out some stats that Intel provided all of the reviewers. I have ordered the Zephyrus S. Hope it will come soon. So Taryn, when you do, make sure to drop me a note on the channel to let me know how it is. All right, we got the laptop plugged in. Let's see if it's gonna start up now. Oh, look at that beauty. Did you see that little flash on the keyboard there? That was exceptional. Little sound there. Per RGB key lighting, we got different zones. Here's a quick look at the keyboard with the calculator on the right-hand side. You either love it or hate it. These arrow keys are actually quite cute. Look how tiny they are. They are very, very tiny. Again, not my favorite keyboard, but hey, that's life. All right. I'm a high school student in search of a portable laptop. I have a good budget aiming at the Blade 15. Should I wait for the 9th gen i7 refresh or go for the 8th gen 27 Max Q? Well, I have the 9th gen here. It's sitting on the floor. I already unboxed it in the beginning of this video. So if you want to check that out, please feel free to do so. But to answer your question, let me review it first. Let me see how I feel about it because essentially...
I'm Cortana.
Cortana?
I'm here to help.
That is very rude. Essentially...
A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there.
Okay, yeah, you know what? No. Essentially, you're paying more for a newer CPU and a 240Hz display. Quite frankly, I think for gaming in most situations, you might be better off buying the previous model, the 144Hz panel, because you're not going to see that big of a difference in terms of gameplay with a 240Hz screen, just because all these newer titles are going to have a difficult time hitting 240 frames per second. Unless you're playing something old, then you should be okay. By the way, even though this keyboard is on the right-hand side, I have to say it is very smooth and accurate. And this is very awkward for me to use my right hand right now. Yes, I vote for Andrea on the stream. 400 viewers just because Matt's wife is in the chat. Hey, as the only female in this chat, it helps, okay? You can't always have a sausage party. She's probably left already. Oh, this keyboard is nice. Nice and tactile. Bro, this is Asing. This is how he talks. Bro, when will the Asus Strix Scar 3 and Strix G release, please? Well, this is the Strix G. I don't know when the release date is. I will update you in my full review. But this is my first impression so far after unboxing it. I need your minimal tech videos. And trust me, there will be minimal tech videos on all these devices that you see today. This is just like an unboxing, a chance for me to communicate with you guys, have a little bit of a one-on-one conversation, okay? Because we don't do that too often. And, you know, it's been a little busy lately. I've been releasing a lot of phone reviews. So it's a good time for me to catch up with the lovely people in this conversation. MSI GS75 or Acer Triton for college and portable gaming. I don't have a separate PC for gaming. Probably Triton. It's smaller, it's lighter, it has better cooling, it's faster. Definitely the Triton 500 over the GS75. I asked this question to Matt, but I want to see if he's lying. Andrea, does he disturb you when he calls you to ask for call quality? Do I disturb you, Andrea, when I do my phone videos? As a YouTuber, where is your aim? Where is your aim is going to be? When will you do a full review on this Blazer 15? Minner, yes, I absolutely will. Expect that sometime this week. Hello, bro. 1200 USD, best gaming laptop now. I don't know. There's a bunch coming out. You gotta ask me again at the end of the year. What's the next question? Just tuned in. How much is the Razer Blade 15? So the one that I'm showcasing in this video, it is a 3,000 US laptop. And that it will net you a RTX 2070 Max Q, 512 gigabyte NVMe M2 SSD, and a 240 hertz display. If you want the OLED version of it, it's going to cost you more money. Okay, this is exactly what these people sound like. Okay, so this is exactly their voice. So Keshav says, best laptop under 1,000, no gaming, need a fast thing. Great build, great screen, great battery, no heat. Under 1,000, man, that's tough because most laptops under 1,000 usually have to sacrifice a lot to get to that price point. But you're probably looking at one of last year's laptops. If you're looking under 1,000, maybe something with a GTX 1060, you can probably get like a Y530. Pretty slim, pretty portable, good for gaming, and most importantly, it's not going to cost you a lot of money. Blade 15 or Blade 17 Pro, since it has more ports and available slots for SSD. So it depends. If you're looking for like a full desktop replacement, I would definitely go for the R17 Pro. You also get that sweet SD card, which is fantastic. Oh, do I really have to do this right now? God, this is really annoying. Anyways, I'm not going to do the full look through for this entire laptop, but with the Razer Blade 17 Pro, you get the extra SD card slot, you get more ports or more slots for SSD space, and of course you get more I/O. The only thing I don't like about the Pro, and I'm not sure if Razer is going to release a future model, is that for a 17-inch laptop, you're stuck with a full HD display, and that's kind of disappointing because someone who's a creative professional, maybe someone needs a little bit more power, a more color accurate panel, or a bigger or higher resolution display, has to go out and buy an external monitor. And the Razer Blade 15, you have the option to buy a 4K panel. So that's kind of annoying. Hi, Matthew. Any suggestions on a decent laptop for YouTube? Content creators like myself. I'm currently using the MacBook Air. So if you're sticking to Final Cut Pro, then you obviously have no choice but to buy a MacBook Pro. But if you don't care to make the move to Windows, there are some great Windows laptops to be had. You're going to have to be using Premiere, of course, or you can try DaVinci Resolve. What is your budget? So if you guys are going to ask me laptop questions, let me know your budget in the comments as well, and I can better answer it. Bro, bling bling. I'm a college student. Have a little cash. Should I buy an Ultrabook with Thunderbolt and then get an eGPU with a 2070? Would it be cheaper? So the moment you got to buy an external GPU for a laptop, I doubt it will be cheaper because for a proper cheaper eGPU, just for the enclosure itself, you're looking at a few $100s. Then you got to buy the GPU on top of that. And let's say, for example, RTX 2070. I don't know the going rates right now, but I'm guessing it's around 600 US. So that's about another extra $1,000 on top of the laptop you're buying. So for example, if you buy like a, I don't know, budget gaming laptop with USB Type-C Thunderbolt 3 for $1,000 and then spend another $1,000 on an external GPU, you're making some sacrifices. Like you're not going to get the best display. You're going to get worse build quality. You're not going to have let's say maybe as much I/O. The keyboard's going to be a little bit cheaper. I think you're better off buying the full laptop experience for that price point. No, get the laptop questions in the Discord here. Good thoughts. Thanks a lot, Matt. Love your video and your review. Thanks a lot for answering my question. You're very welcome. When do you think the Acer Tri-800 500 will be updated with an i7 9th Gen CPU? Probably in the fall time. That's my guess. It was just released, so probably in a few months. Just like most of these laptops that I'm talking about today, or some of the laptops I'll be talking about soon, will be updated in the fall category. I have no idea why I just blinked at all of you. No idea, but I hope it didn't get any of you going in the wrong way. RTX 2060 versus RTX 2070 Max Q. So If you're looking for a new laptop and you want to be precise about the money you spend, getting the most bang for your buck, go for an RTX 2060. I find you get the best value with the 2060. The performance increase with the 2070 Max-Q is nice, but it's not as significant as it was in the previous generation of laptops. So definitely 2060. I personally think if you're going to be buying a laptop with an RTX card in general, you either go for the 2060, skip the 2070, and get the 2080, and you'll have like a nice performance increase. I am from Pakistan and watching you. That is very creepy because you put a lot of eyeballs in that little message, and it makes me wonder if you're staring at me from somewhere. But thank you for watching me. I appreciate it. When are you doing the new Galaxy Fit review? I don't think I'm going to. I'm not interested in that product. Sir, good laptop for students. What is your budget? Can I get a shout out, please? Nope. Thanks, Matt. Laptop under 1,000 is a full G. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let's just go over some of these laptops, and then I'm going to answer your questions in the last 15 minutes of this live stream. So what did I talk about today? I talked about the Asus Zephyrus S. This is the GX701G. This is an RTX laptop with 144 Hz display, i7 9750H. We have the smaller Razer Blade 15. This is the brand new version. Gets fingerprints very easily. Same port, same design, but now comes packed with a 240 Hz panel. This is full HD, and you do have the 9th gen processor. And last up is the Gigabyte Classic, the Gigabyte Aero Classic, a more affordable option with the 1660 Ti. I could not get this working. For some reason, it's crashing as soon as Windows boots up, so I'm gonna have to take this back and maybe reformat Windows, install it properly, and set this up as well. But my question to you is, which laptop here are you the most excited about? Is the Blade 15? Is the Gigabyte version? Or is it this sexy looking Zephyrus S? Because I'm going to review them. They're all coming very soon. And I'm going to review one of these first. Let me know which one you want to see first. Hablas español. Spanish is Spanish. No hablo español, señor. Titan X for a laptop. It's not happening. Alienware M15 versus Dell G7. The Dell G7 gets a little hot. The Alienware M15 gets really hot. The next question, Blade 15. Everyone's saying Blade 15, so Blade 15 it is. Oh, one Aero 15, Blade. Okay, most of you guys are saying Blade 15. So Blade 15 is going to get reviewed first, followed by the Gigabyte laptop, and then we'll do the Asus Zephyrus S in an upcoming video. All right, so let's wrap this up. 10 minutes of questions. We're going to shut this down. So what do we have here? Blade is overpriced. Aero is a better option. I mean, yes, the Aero laptop is definitely more budget friendly. Not as powerful as the Blade, but this also comes in different configurations if you want more power. Dell G5 or Lenovo Legion Y740 or Razer Blade Base model Dell G5. Okay, so right off the bat, do not even think about buying the latest Dell G5. If you've watched my review, which you can find on my channel, is that it overheats way too easily. It doesn't matter which profile you have it on, balanced, performance, or optimized. The laptop gets way too hot. So take that out of your vocabulary. The Y740 is the best all-rounder. Like, I found it to just be a very comfortable laptop, good with thermals. You can push it and still get good thermal performance. So that is a good option, but the Blade 15 also does a good job. I think it's really hard to decide between the Blade and the Y740 because the Blade will provide you with an experience that's a little bit more ultra portable, whereas the Y740 is a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger, but yet you get really good performance. So I don't know. It just comes down to, honestly, and you know what? Honestly, in that situation, I would go with whatever laptop you can get the better deal on, which is probably going to be the Y740 because they're both really great performers. Laptop or compact PC? It depends, man. Are you going to be taking your compact PC to school and class? Because you can't do that with a compact PC. Now, if this is just for home use, PC any day of the week because it's going to be staying in the house. It's cheaper. It's easier to manage because down the road you can easily upgrade your components like the CPU and the GPU without any issues. Whereas on a laptop, you're obviously a lot more limited. The CPUs are not usually as powerful as the compact PC counterparts. So yeah, if it's just for the house, compact desktop PC 100% of the time. X1 Carbon 7th Gen or X1 Extreme with OLED option. Oh, X1 Extreme. I cannot wait to get that into the studio. I cannot wait to lay my eyes on that OLED display and the 9th Gen CPU. My only hope is that they fix the thermals in it, because even though last year's model was better than like the Dell XPS 15 in terms of thermals, it still got a bit hot, and it's really hard to do in a laptop that thin. Matthew, when will you get the hands on the Razer 17? It's funny you asked that. I just asked Razer that question. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I'm guessing maybe in the next couple of weeks. I don't know. I'm hoping, crossing fingers, but hopefully very, very soon. Thank you so much, MY. Dell XPS 15 or MSI Stealth GS75. I think at this point, I'd probably go with the Stealth GS65 just because thermals are a little bit better. But if you need something that's more professional, geared towards content creation and not gaming, then I would lean towards the XPS 15. Or maybe you should wait for the next XPS 15. God damn it, I just winked again. This is getting really perverted. Okay. Really need to pick up a 15-incher for Computex. Need something to edit that's light and has enough punch to edit 4K footage. So it's funny that you brought up Computex. There are a lot of great laptops, which I've seen already, I can't say which ones, that are coming up or being announced at Computex. So if you're in the market for a laptop and you can wait another few weeks and you want to see some of the upcoming laptops, then wait for Computex because there's some great announcements there. Just note though, the laptops they do announce at Computex are probably not going to come out for a few months afterwards for like the August push or back to school push. So just keep that in mind. Helios 300. Yes, I'm going to review it. Stay tuned. Favorite subscriber, Nate Best. Obviously. Psh. Have you tried 2080 Ti on eGPU yet? Yes, I have. I'm going to make a video on it. And I also have another eGPU video in the works, which is hopefully going to come out next week, if not the week after. Depends how many things I can conquer. You pervert demonetized. Do not touch the MSI GS laptops. They bend easily. Yes, the build quality on those guys are not as up to snuff as these three laptops that are sitting on the table. The MSI build quality is getting better. Like this year, it's slightly better than it was the year before. But I still think these three laptops, the build quality is better. Predator Triton 500, a Lenovo Legion Y740. For performance, 500. For a good balance, the Y740. Hey, greetings from Guatemala. I want a gaming laptop. What would you recommend? MSI GS65 1060, MSI P63, or Blade 15? Budget 1600 to 1900. Definitely not the MSI PS63. I think for gaming, it'll be too weak. If you can get like an insane deal on the 65 1060, like it needs to be significant and go for that. If not, I would aim for, what was the other two laptops you said? I would probably aim for the Blade 15 if you can. If you can get it for a good deal. Specifically the 2060 if you can. Any thoughts on the Huawei MateBook X Pro? So I reviewed the Huawei MateBook 14, which is basically a very similar version to the MateBook X Pro. The only difference was that you don't get a glass touchpad and you don't get Thunderbolt 3, and the build quality is a little bit different. But if it's anything like the MateBook X14, it's an amazing laptop. Probably one of the better Ultrabooks you can buy in 2019. It also has the MX250 inside, which don't let that fool you. Like, for example, the Razer Blade Stealth 13 with the MX150 is still faster in most situations than the MX250 in the MateBook X14. Which one would you recommend for mechanical engineering students under $1,500? Ooh, mechanical engineering. So you're probably doing a lot of CAD. For under $1,500. So for under $1,500, you can probably score either a 1660 Ti, some of the new models that are coming out, or you can find great deals on maybe even a 1070 from last year. Specific models that come to my mind would be the Y5, not the Y740, that was 1050 Ti last year. Y540, there were some great deals on that with the GTX 1060. You could also go for the The Asus Zephyrus, if you can find any of last year's model for that price, those are very solid laptops. Blade 50 that I have is $2,999 with a 240 Hz option, 512 gigabytes, and the i7 9th gen is $3,000 US. MacBook or Blade? It depends. Depends what you're doing. The Blade is essentially a gaming machine which you can content create on. The MacBook is very specific for work-related tasks. You can't really game on a MacBook Pro. It's just not powerful enough. Even though it has an i9 CPU or an i7, the RX graphics cards are weak as possible. Make a video on installing Windows apps on MacBook Pro. No, thank you. Hey, Matt, what is the best laptop for game design students under $2,500? Gaming design doesn't really matter what laptop you use. You just need the hardware that's capable to do specific tasks, let's say like 3D rendering, if that's what you're doing. I think at this point is just finding a powerful enough GPU that's really specific to your task. I need to know more exactly what kind of game development you're doing. Omen 2060 or Dell G7 2060. So I haven't reviewed either of the newer versions of the Omen or Dell, but if I had to base it off previous models, I would probably go for the Omen. But again, I'm basing it off of last year's 1060 and 1060 for both models. So not really capable of giving you advice on that yet. Okay. What else? Is it possible to run Windows apps on Mac? Yes, it is. If you install Boot Camp, you can install Windows and you can run Windows applications. I used to do it a very long time ago when I was working in a company that used a Mac and PC environment. I've just followed you on Twitter. Do kindly message me your suggestions on a decent laptop for YouTube, content creators like myself. I'm currently using a MacBook Air. Did I just answer that? I feel like I just, 8 to 1200. Okay, so that's what, like $1,500 US. So you're probably looking for a gaming laptop if you're gonna do content creation for that price point. So something, again, like I mentioned earlier, the Y530, the Y730, some of those models from last year. Okay, I think that's it. I think we're gonna wrap this up. That was a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. I'm going to review these laptops. If you have any questions about any of these laptops that you would like to see in the review, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. If you want to talk to me personally, hit me up on Twitter. Follow me on Discord. The Discord link is in the description of this video. I just want to say thank you again to everyone, all of you, each and every one of you that joined this live stream, that asked your questions, that are here to have a great conversation about laptops, smartphones, if the live stream was about smartphones, but it's not. But I just want to thank you all. So please have an amazing weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And thanks again for being here. And I'll see you guys in the next video.